Ever feel like your WordPress site is moving in slow motion? Switch to Kinsta's managed hosting for WordPress and watch it fly. Host your site on Google Cloud's fastest servers with worldwide data centers so your pages load instantly. Need help? WordPress experts respond in under 2 minutes and will migrate to your site for free. Try it yourself. First month free at kinsta.com. That's KINSTA.com. Kinsta, simply better hosting.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
Hashtag no music, no intro. We are back. Saints Block Party Podcast coming at you. And football is getting closer. Football is back. Almost. The New Orleans Saints wrapped up day one of Minicamp. This was the first time. Again, I had to put this like disclaimer because like someone hopped in our TikTok comments last week when we were talking about OTAs and was like, why are you talking about it like you guys were at practice? And I was like, well, if you listen to our podcast, you would know, like we said, we there. Can I just go on a little mini tangent really quickly?
Go on, tangent on, brother.
I understand that people like don't like with social media and engagement, people don't really watch like the full clips of anything. People don't listen to the full podcast. No. They don't watch the full podcast. It is absolutely on my fucking radar how infuriating it is because people like hop in the comments like, and it's like, oh, well, you just watched like a minute of a clip or something when whatever you're talking about, we have either talked about before this clip or after this clip. And if you would just listen to it, drives me crazy, bro.
Good luck, bro. Because that shit ain't never changed. It's been like, and it's gonna get worse because people's attention spans are extremely short.
Oh, it gets so
whether it's the headlines, whether it's the clip, the 10-second clip, whatever, bro. It's like
drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. Anyhow, Saints were back, and this was the first time that fans got to see the Kellen Moore regime era in full swing. Sounds like a couple of people from our community. I know Mark, Bunch, depending on how the weather holds up. Tomorrow in New Orleans will be at day 2 tomorrow, again, depending on how the weather holds up. So we'll kind of have boots on the ground. So I don't know if you want to start with the practice first. You want to start with free agency talk and interest. I don't know where you want to take it, bro.
We can hit on a little news because it's not much. It's just hit on that little news.
All right. Team brought in Gabe Davis, wide receiver, free agent for a visit. Got cut by the Jags. I go back and forth the Gabe Davis thing. They need. I think there's the. Let's remove the. We can get into the off field. Let's go with just strictly on the field.
On the field.
he feels like he would be redundant to their wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
He had that year in Buffalo where he blew up. Looked like he was just about to become a high level number 2, maybe borderline low end wide receiver 1, and it just didn't work out. He gets that really good, really big payday from the Jags, goes to Jacksonville, doesn't pan out. Big play threat, bigger. He is a bigger body than they currently have, so he's bigger than bigger than Cooks, bigger than Olave, bigger than Shaheed.
6'2", something like that.
But the thing I feel that's missing the most in the Saints offense right now is a wide receiver that is consistently can move the chains. And that's just doesn't strike. It's not really Gabe Davis's game.
Never been him. He's never been a chain mover. He's always been like I wouldn't even call it like a deep threat, but just kind of like a sporadic big play.
There you go.
Guy, kind of like Robert Meacham was.
Bro, get out of my head, Wolf. Oh,
and it's funny. It's funny because they have kind of like a similar career arc. Because like Meacham was just like he might disappear for 3 games straight. There's no Robert Meacham. Then boom, he'd be just making plays. You'd be like, boy, Robert Meacham coming on. And remember, he had that good season, and he went to the Chargers. The Chargers, right?
Yep,
he paid him big money. I think he lasted 1 season. I think.
He did
1 season. Then he came back to the Saints, and it was kind of so. It's like just that type of player that he's never going to be like that guy. You know what I'm saying?
But what did you put in our Discord recently about something that Gabe Davis does really well that Robert Meacham also did really well with the Saints?
From what I've read, he was like the Bills' best blocking wide receiver in the run game. That's what Meacham was the same way.
Did we not just make the best comparison for Gabe Davis on this podcast right now, bro?
Meacham was the same way, bro. Meacham was a dog blocking in the run game. And look, I know that is like the most boring, like, he blocks in the run game. Like, that is the most boring thing. No fan wants to hear about wide receiver, bringing a wide receiver to block in the run game. No fan wants to hear that. And I completely understand that. But it is an important aspect to have, especially considering your other wide receivers are all, like, diminutive, and they're Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, those guys are just not known for their blocking prowess. It's just not. So you need a guy like that. Is that Gabe Davis? Is that the guy? I don't know. Like, maybe not. But, that's just something you can kind of think about. Like, okay, he would add a dimension. They do want to run the ball. That is going to be a focus for this offense. So that wouldn't hurt. But you're right, bro. He is kind of redundant. They really need, like, that guy 10 to 15 yards. Man, it's 3rd down. They taking Olave out some kind of way. They putting their best corner on Olave. Shaheed running downfield. I need somebody that's going to work these 10 yards. I got to go get it. That's going to go up, grab the ball, and it's like, who is it? Like Keenan Allen, he's been that guy for a decade. You know what I'm saying? But
has been.
And he's just kind of out there,
So that's the on the field fit. I'd be remiss if not talking about the other stuff, right? So
yeah, talk about
it. Trusted sources from Gabe Davis regarding his time in Jacksonville, and even I think a lot of his time, at least maybe after he kind of had that big season with the Bills, he kind of started feeling himself a little bit, kind of got a big head, and just has a reputation of not being a great locker room presence. And so that's a huge red flag that is out there. That's not me making anything up. Like that is source.
Jags paid him to go. Like they paid him money to leave. So
and he failed his physical with the Jags because he was like 20 plus pounds overweight.
Yeah.
So my biggest fear of bringing someone in like that is it isn't even so much like the personality. Like Kellen Moore can't handle like person. It's just like I don't want that type of energy in what they're trying to build. Like I don't. It's just Now our dude Brock in our Discord has been kind of on top of this and just saying, like, maybe him being cut and all that, maybe that's humbled him. Maybe that's humbled Gabe Davis, and he's kind of, you know how people get cut a couple of times, and
unemployment ain't no joke.
But he's getting paid though, so it's like
money. But I'm just saying, come football season, you've been playing all your life, and then it's like, damn, I ain't got no job, man.
No job.
So I don't know. Like it's one of those things where, at least if they did do it, it wouldn't be like a high risk. He wouldn't need a big contract. He got paid like $11.5 million this year, so you wouldn't have to pay him much. It would be like probably a 1-year deal. Prove it. So like it's not a big risk, but I completely get like your point of view. Like sometimes, only takes is just a drop of bad energy to kind of spoil the whole bunch. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole pot. So maybe, do you got a nice little thing going right now? Everybody feeling kind of good, a little positive energy going on. Do you want to ruin that? I don't know.
But one thing I like about the minicamp videos, you could see how much they need, and we could talk about minicamp as we're just talking about, I guess, the free agency. I'm not free agency, but like as the free agency as it's ongoing with the Saints. You could just see how much they need a big body presence at wide receiver in some of those videos, bro. Like that Tyler Shuck throw, that out route to Cooks.
Oh,
that shit.
Whoa, that thing was whistling. Like it actually whistled. Like,
so you work.
But what annoyed me was there was a long debate and hand wringing over this one clip. I was like, why are we talking about? And I can't even mention the amount of people that was in my mentions that were just like
over that clip. There was hand over that clip.
It's just like, what are y'all talking about? It was like, well, it was incomplete, and I was like, okay, like it was nice, like the ball looked nice. That's all I'm talking about. It's like,
even me in the Discord, I said it was incomplete, but you can't take that away. You can't you have to appreciate the throw, and if that receiver is a bigger body receiver, an AJ Brown, a DK Metcalf, a bigger body receiver is able to whoever is able to high point that ball and toe tap that ball down, and that's a catch.
Because Brandon Cooks, a great catch. He did catch it, you know what I'm saying? But he had to leave his feet. He had to leave his feet to get it, you know what I'm saying? Whereas somebody that's 6'2" or whatever, they just stand up, grab it, toe tap, boom. That's the first down on third down or whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's all we say, bro. Like
here's the question. Does Jawan make that catch?
No. Has he ever made a catch like that? Serious question. I'm trying to think
he made that dive-in catch that in
dive, yeah. But sideline catches and stuff, I don't know if that's really his thing. Like precision. Like he'll final 3 weeks of the season, Jawan to come and make a catch now. Don't get me wrong. But nah. And then I tweeted man, Chuck got an arm, boy.
I just feel like, how do I word this? I feel like there is a subsection of Saints fans that have not let go of their hate and skepticism of Shuck that they had pre-draft.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. What is? I completely agree. There's some with that. There's some that were heavy agenda pushes. And look, we were the agenda. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like now we're on the flip side. Well, I'm not even pushing Shuck. I'm not pushing Rattler. I'm rooting for Rattler actually. But I'm just give me Give me some good quarterback. Give me good quarterback play. We've had 10 different quarterback starts since Drew Brees left. I don't just give me some good quarterback play. I don't care. You know,
Ooh.
and it's like when I tweeted like, man, Shuck got her on, boy. That's all I said. Shuck got her on. Everybody like, but is it accurate? Yeah.
Oh my God.
What about winning pressures? It's like, yes, like get all that, but like I'm just saying, the man got a nice arm. That's all I'm saying, bro. Like I'm not.
My dog can't even tweet and beef, bro. Can't tweet one thing about Shuck, bro.
I'm not trying to define the man's career right now. I'm just saying, man, he got a nice arm, bro. Like, damn. Y'all just relax.
If you can't, I'll say this: if you can't appreciate that Tyler Shuck has great arm talent, just great arm talent,
a noticeable one. Like when you notice it, it's like when you notice it, that's something, you know.
Like you have a bias in and of itself.
Yep.
Period.
Oh.
Period.
And that's all it is. It's just like there's been unlimited amount of quarterbacks that came in with hoses that have flamed out quickly. Like, so it's not a statement on his career or what he can be. It's just saying
R.I.P. Ryan Mallett.
Ryan Mallett, perfect example. It's like, dude got a nice arm. That's all we saying, bro. That's all it is. That's all it is. Leave it there.
It's gonna be a long July, bro. It's gonna be a long
season, boy. This season gonna be crazy.
Wayne said niggas was mad at would rather doing a walkthrough with no helmets on a high pass to Olave. Now you mad at Minicamp? Throw for a Shuck. That was good.
A good throw. Like
hell, bro.
Some fresh air, man. Some fresh air, man.
Dante said niggas dog and Shuck when I watch Jake Kendre start a game. We not doing this. And then I know you saw that throw that Jake.
Get out of here, bro. Sit down. Sit down somewhere, man.
Bro, Matt Paris.
The real ones in here, bro.
Put that tweet out. A welcome site for Jake. Welcome to nigga, him, Jake Hainer, and Jake Hainer only, nigga. Get Jake out my goddamn face, nigga.
Man, people sitting in the heat, sweating. You think they want to watch some Jake Hainer, bro? Nobody want to see that. I don't want to see that, man.
Getting heat stroke for Jake Hainer. Get out of my face, nigga.
We don't want to see that shit.
Dante said oblique about to fall off.
Stretching it out, bro. Stretching it out.
Not the good kind. Let's move on to so back to the good. 100% participation at Saints minicamp. Even Taysom Hill was there. Taysom, we talked about it on the last podcast. Hadn't heard anything about Taysom. Bing, crickets. Taysom's there. Still recovering from his injury. There's still a lot of, and I haven't asked my friend where that contract situation is in terms of the pay cut. I still don't know. That's still one of the biggest questions surrounding the team. But it kind of like if you listen to the Kellen Moore presser, you did get the sense that it seems like he's leaning towards playing this season, and he's in the plans to be on the team. And I just would have hated for if that's the case. I'm glad, because I would have hated for him to go out like that.
Right. Yeah, it's just good to see him there, bro. And there's also like a small subsection of Saints fans that's like, why is he on the team? Like, bro, just go and retire. It's like, I get the youth movement. Like, you want the youth movement. I get it, and I'm like for the youth movement. But like, at least Taysom real a fun player, bro. Like,
and he's just good when it helps.
The few fun times we've had watching Saints the past couple of years has been Taysom Hill games. The Colts game,
goddamn right, bro.
Game last year, the
Browns game.
Like, come on, man. It's like he's still a good, fun player. I mean, theoretically, he's still working back from his injury. So we'll see, how he is after that. And he is 35 years old, so we'll see. But come on, man, like that's like one of the few old players where I'm like, let him play it out, bro. Let him play it out.
Yeah, and Taysom deserves to go out on his. If he wants to play another season, he's ready to come back.
Let him. It sounds like Kellen wanted him to play. Kellen, like, yeah, gonna use that.
Well, yeah, and I had reported on the podcast like Kellen. I think when he really started to dig into the Saints film and everything, he was like, "Oh, yes,
come on now,
yes."
And so you don't have to squint. You don't have to squint to see it.
Like, no, sir. And so it was pretty much he basically told, I don't know, Mickey or whoever, but it was like, as long as Taysom wants to come back, like, I want him on this team. Like, figure it out. Like, yeah,
this man averaged 7 yards a carry with everybody on the building knowing he getting the direct snap and running the ball. Like, 7 yards a carry, bro. Like, come on now. That's insane.
A weapon. An absolute weapon. Colin Andrews said we had 2 Fresno State quarterbacks and niggas want to hate on Rattler and Chuck. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. I want to talk about something that I did find interesting. So the Houston Texans signed running back Nick Chubb. That came official as of yesterday. Yep. And then Jeremy Fowler Sunday night lets it out that the Saints were very interested in signing Nick Chubb as well. And then I put the pieces together, and my friend had mentioned at the end of April, just casually made a comment of like, oh, like I wonder like why there's not more teams interested in Nick Chubb. And I didn't realize it until like after the fact that it was like a hit being dropped that the Saints was interested in Nick Chubb. And so I can report this on the pod. What I was told, this is after he went to the Texans, is that the Saints had this vision of Chubb and AK complementing each other extremely, extremely well. And had the Saints had a better roster, that Nick Chubb absolutely would have signed with them. But from his perspective, he had been with the Browns for so long and been on teams that have not done shit. And so where he was in his career coming off a bad injury, man, let me about to start with the Texans because I know I'm at least guaranteed a playoff game at the very least. So it made completely perfect sense. The Saints, I can pretty much guarantee, was offering more money to Nick Chubb than the Texans were. But in terms of just where he was, and so, but what's very interesting to me, it's they try to sign Nick Chubb. They got Cam Akers out there at, and doing a tryout at Minicamp. And this is not sourced. I just wouldn't be surprised if he ends up on the team. It's all these attempts of adding a running back to the team. And it's like, y'all had 9 draft picks. And yeah, you added one in round 6.
Like the deepest running back draft I've seen in years. 9 picks. And okay, you got one in the 6th round, got, Devin Neal. I like Devin Neal, I can't get that little bag drill out my head though.
You ever see? You know what a roly poly is, right? It felt really roly poly-ish, bro.
Oh man, just how I look getting up in the morning, bro. I'm like, damn, bro. But we'll see. But I mean, obviously they want to run the ball this year, bro. They want to run the ball. That's for sure.
I remember I put out a tweet that said, because I remember when my friend told me, I put out a tweet, man, I was like, man, AK, Chubb, Neal, backfield, ooh, that's kind of, especially with the O-line. And you saw what Kellen Moore did with Philly last year. Like, and then I texted my friend after like the Jeremy Fowler tweet came out, and I was like, you son of a bitch.
Yes, some of them. Me personally, bro, it's one of them moves I'm just kind of fine it didn't happen because I just got a feeling that he cooked, like just done, bro. Like I know he's healthy and like everything, but I just think he cooked, man. Like that dude been playing feel like forever, bro. Like
You has, man.
Chubb. I mean, they ran him to death in college, and then he came to the NFL, and I just think he done, man. I think he done. Could be wrong. He might have a great, and it's a perfect spot with the Texans too because he doesn't have to be the lead dog there, So
I love how I put in our Discord. I was like, man, this thing should holler at J.K. Dobbins yesterday.
What happened?
Fucking Sean, bro.
I'm telling you, Sean got somebody in that Discord, bro. He still got somebody in that Discord, man.
He got somebody in that Discord, bro.
RJ Harvey, you just said that yesterday.
I said it yesterday, bro. I said, this ain't hard at J.K. Dobbins, bro. Like, he had a little nice season for the Chargers last year before he got hurt. Like, he was having a really nice little season with the Chargers.
Is that you, Connor Payton? Are you in our Discord, bro?
Is it Connor? Listen, Connor, you owe us a podcast appearance. You're going to be in our Discord sending some intel. Little nigga. Someone in the chat asked, who said it? I lost it. Dante said, Kendre ain't making them put the phone down, huh?
I did read a little piece today that
I saw
Kendre did say he's the healthiest he's ever been since college. And, he was a little defensive in it where he's saying, like, look, I've never been like an injured player before that, blah, 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 blah. He says he feels great.
Wait,
show me, bro.
Didn't he get hurt in college?
Well, I guess he said before that, before he got hurt in college.
Okay, I'm sorry.
He's never been injured. Fine, show me, bro. I don't care. I don't care what you say right now. Show me on the field. Not preseason, regular season games. Show me that you could stay healthy for 2 consecutive games. 2. Just 2. 2 games.
Said the under is 2 games.
Without Kendre Miller being on the injury report the next day. I'm not even worried about can he figure out the offense stuff. Because, look, left, right, middle, figure that shit out. Because here's the thing. Even when he didn't know the offense, every time he touched the ball, he was still doing something good. So, just stay healthy, bro. Get your mind right, stay healthy, and we'll figure the rest out, man. Because you might not make the team, bro, the way things are
going. Someone asked, there it is. Benny asked, did Cam Akers get signed or was it just a workout? It's just a workout as of now.
For now.
So we'll see. What else? What's happened? One thing I did want to bring up. I haven't wanted to talk about it too much because I feel like I don't want to be like. I feel like I have this the title being like the Debbie Downer of Saints fandom. That's like the badge I wear. So
shit, man. Be positive compared to the shit I be saying.
But OTA, all the OTA videos and everything. Well, it's good to see the young quarterbacks looking good. Gotta talk about these DBs, bro. Even in the minicamp practices today.
Damn.
Listen, you can say it all.
No pass rush.
No pass rush. Drills like this are always geared where the right receivers are expected to win. But I don't usually see shout out to Sanker making that interception against Rattler. That's great. I guess Johnson had the interception against Shuck and OTAs earlier. But for the most part, you don't really even see DBs with the in a spot to break up a pass. You don't see them contesting a pass.
I'm just saying, it's I don't know, bro. And the problem is, okay, it feels like Paulson or Debo and Marshawn Lattimore out there, and it's like, okay, yeah, we know what they're gonna do once the season comes. But we know, like, that's like one of the biggest question mark groups on the team, and it's like, man, where they competing at, man? And I mean, I saw a name I have never heard in my life, Zazavian Valade, caught like a deep pass. I'm like, who in the hell is Zazavian? He has an X and a Z in his name. How is that even possible? An X and a Z. Unbelievable, bro. And he catching deep passes. I'm like, man, this is...
That was a nice ball by Rattler, though.
It's a beautiful ball. It caught in stride and everything. I'm like, wow. Zazavian? Catching balls on our DBs, bro.
Don't be alone. And it's easy to laugh about it now, but during the season, that like it could just lead to potentially so not complimentary football, and that's the last thing you want for a rookie quarterback. That's the last thing you want for a second-year quarterback. If you go down and you put a 12-play drive together, or like a big play touchdown, you go to the sideline, you amped, you hyped, you did your shit. The offense came together exactly as what you practice all week of the game plan. Your defense go out there, give that shit right back up.
We've seen it. We know what it looks like. We know exactly what it looks like.
We do. So
and
then,
grab cornerback.
You took my segue. Go ahead. Bro.
I mean,
go ahead, bro.
What's his name? Got his name. Jaire Alexander is available. He got cut by the Green Bay Packers. Interesting career, like very similar career to Marshawn Lattimore. Like got drafted, hit the scene, game busters, just looking like great cornerback. Then injuries hit him the past couple years, and team wound up splitting away from him. He's 28 years old, just kind of like Lattimore, young. He's available, bro. Like Saints need a corner. Saints needs that corner. There's like a Pro Bowl level corner right there. What do you do?
It's funny because that 2008, man, I feel like I'm gonna at some point make when we did how the Saints like got it wrong in 2018, make a SBP Reloaded episode at some point, because even by them, like even not the Lamar trade, like they could have stayed pat and drafted Jaire Alexander that year and paired him with Marshawn. Because like Jaire was one of my draft baits. I loved Jaire Alexander as a prospect. I loved him as a prospect coming out. And I guess the question is, but as right now, I'd be very weary of him because he's very similar to how Marshawn was his last 2 seasons with the Saints in terms of you don't know how many games he's going to play for you. And that's exactly why the Packers cut him. And so if you're in this place where this, the cornerback room and they don't know they don't know what they have in Quincy Riley right now, we'll see where he gets up to speed and hopefully he's healthy come training camp. I guess maybe the debate really is, Jaire, or do you, go with like a younger player as like Asante Samuel, who is coming off they're both coming off their own health issues. Neck surgery for Asante Samuel, and then he's going to reevaluate his situation after July. Or do you go with a better player, although older, in Jaire? That's really what the question is. Like Jaire's going to she's going to cost more money. It's interesting. It's
interesting, man. I just think from a team building perspective of where the Saints are right now, somebody like a Sante Samuel just makes more sense.
I agree.
Because one, he's younger, and you're taking a low risk, high reward bet. We're like, okay, if he gets healthy and he is a good player, that's a young player I can add to my roster, whatever. Where Jaire, he feels more like a player the Saints would get back in 2018, 2019. We were trying to make that last push, try to get Drew Brees a Super Bowl. You need that one, you need another corner to add to the piece, Janoris Jenkins or something like that, like we did in the past. He's more like that move. Then, like, I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it because, like, just like the reasons you mentioned, a good defense helps your quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Helps your young quarterback. So, like, I wouldn't hate them going after it because they did try to sign a cornerback this offseason, right? They went after.
He's in the Colts.
Damn, his name just escaped me.
Travaris Ward.
Travaris Ward, yeah. So, like, they knew, like, there was a need there, And I know they drafted Quincy Riley, but, he's still – I mean, he did practice today, so, like, he's coming back, but, it's still a question mark.
Right.
So, yeah, I would just still lean towards Asante, but I wouldn't hate them going to get Jaire. I wouldn't hate it, even though I haven't heard anything about him.
I would lean towards Asante as well. And then I would also add the caveat that he has familiarity with Brandon Staley's defense.
That's true,
right?
That's a major key.
So there's that trust, familiarity,
and that Jaire a different character too. Right? Everybody talking like Greg Rosenthal had the whole thing where he talked about him going on the field, making himself the captain against Carolina, and then like the media asked him about it afterwards. He was just like, I don't know, bro. And then, like, I didn't even realize it that he made the wrong call. Like, he wrote.
Yes.
He was saying, like,
you didn't realize that? Oh,
like,
yes.
Put the defense out there. I'm like, what?
It's Ryan.
Like, man, that's a wild boy right there. I don't know.
Okay. So, to your point about this was like a move that the Saints would make in 2018, 2019, going for a last push. I'm going to counter that and say, what is someone who's in the building trying to do right now for their job, though?
Loomis, baby. That's a Mickey move right there, boy. That's a Mickey move.
And this is not intel. This is not sourced. I'm just coming from a standpoint of like, you have to think of who's making that call, who's making that decision. And if Mickey's trying to save his job, then you look at it from that prism and that point of view, then to me, it's like, oh, then it's Jaire every day because he's going to want the quote unquote better player, the bigger name, because he's trying to get wins to save his job.
Yep. And Mickey like, man, if I could compete for the NFC South, be right there.
Jason said Rasul Douglas and Stephon Gilmore are still available too.
Huh. Oh, Stephon.
They need a.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind Stephon Gilmore
in the hunt.
In the hunt, baby. That's all he want. Hashtag in the hunt.
I wanted to add this from like listening to the Kellen presser. I don't know how the season's going to go. Just talent wise and just kind of what the team faces, they still feel like a 5-win team. Mm-hmm. But listening to him and, listening to his pressers recently, just really get the sense that he is a good teacher of the game of football, man.
I agree. You get that sense just from hearing him talk.
Mm-hmm.
And just watching him, man. He just looks like a guy that's going to interface with the players in a different way. Him being a former player, him being a young guy, 36 years old, still young. Players on the team older than him, bro.
He's a year younger than me, Ryan.
Crazy. Also crazy that McVay only 39. That is insane. 39 years old, bro. He's a veteran head coach, 39 years old. That's insane.
Did you you probably haven't listened to it yet, but did you hear the Mike McDaniels piece on NFL Daily that they played?
Oh, I love that quote, bro. He was like, what did he say? He said, I don't give a shit about myself. Something like that.
Bro, that man is stressed as fuck right here. Stressed.
He need to get that call. That call that McVay got from Chris Peterson or whatever. Call up Mike McDaniels, bro. Check on your boy, man. Check on your boy, man.
Check my black head coach.
I don't give a shit about myself right now. Like, damn.
That was almost let that nigga out of him a little bit, bro. That black almost came out a little hard.
I was like, man, I feel you, Mike. I feel you, bro. I don't give a shit about myself. It's tired, man. Freaking Jalen Ramsey. We just paid you. Now you want to leave?
Jalen Ramsey, child abuser, John Smith.
Got two out here with the mystical braids. Like, the hell you got on your head, boy?
I know Mike McDaniels be wanting to call Tua daddy so he can come.
Smack this nigga for me, man. Tua.
So anyway, you had brought up a good point, because shout out to our dude Ross Jackson for pointing this out too in his Minicamp day one write up. But listening to like Kellen Moore was talking about like what today's practice was about, but it was really more about more situational football. It wasn't about like big shots, and seeing like what to do and understanding what to do, knowing that you have that for, hey, we're gonna go for it on fourth down. So if we're doing this on second, this is what you need to, on second down. This is what you need to do on third down. No, for goddamn well, that was not happening under Dennis James Allen.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
You made such an astute point by saying that you feel like that was a great indicator to you, and I agree with you 100%, that the Saints likely will be going for it more on fourth down this upcoming season.
Yeah, I really do think that. I mean, look where he's coming from. He's coming from Philly, where they go for it on fourth down. It's not even a thought process. But it's not just going for it on fourth down.
Got a plan.
And that's why I like what Kellen said. We're actually practicing that in OTAs and minicamp, that get it in your mind. Fourth down is a play. Like, it's usually in your mind, third down is the last play if we don't make it. Put it in your mind that fourth down is the last play. That is where we're going. So third down is almost like second down. Like, okay, we just got to get
that's
you got to trick it. Right.
Man, that's a cultural
change. It really is, man. And so if that's the case, and I think, him coming from Philly, just spending that 1 year in Philly, I think that really influenced him, in his, I don't know what his fourth down numbers was before that, but I think that really influenced him, just that have that aggressiveness. And it'd be interesting, bro. Like, cause I mean, gonna do that, you gotta convert them things, bro. Cause
especially because we were just talking about the defense just now. And going for it on fourth down, your defense ass, bro.
And look, it also opens up for a lot of. I mean, look at the Lions, bro. Like, super aggressive team, but they didn't not made it to the Super Bowl because of it. You know what I'm saying? Like they really aggressive, bro, to the point where it's like, damn, bro, why don't you just kick that thing?
Right.
But I still love it. I love it, especially coming off of DA, the most boring. And when he would go for it, it was the most like of course you're gonna go for it now, bro. Like, okay, no,
but you talking about you hit on this point was so great, because I was at that Rams game, Thursday Night Football, that Rams game that Mitch walked out at halftime.
It's up there. I'm going to the airport.
Mitch wasn't even in the post-game picture, Ryan. Like,
okay, but I remember we had talked about this on the post-game recap pod. Is he went for it on fourth down in that game, like in the first half, I believe it was. And you talked about like they didn't convert on that play, but you talked about how it just wasn't in the Saints' DNA and culture for them to do things like that. And so everything was so out of sorts and discombobulated and just out of whack for them. And so it just didn't work. So you kind of tie in this point of how it's being implemented in minicamp and probably was also being talked about in OTAs, talks about how if this is how you're going to be, it has to start at the base and it has to start at the foundation.
Exactly.
Not just in the moment, like, oh shit, like right. I'm trying to coach for my job and I need to win this game. And so, I'm going to go for it on fourth down. That's not how it works.
Exactly. That's not how it works, man. That is not how it works. I'll tell you, bro, like one thing, and we don't know how Kellen Moore is going to turn out as a coach, but
don't know,
man, it just makes how bad of a coach DA was more obvious day by day. Day by day. You know, like I said in the Discord yesterday, I just, like, maybe the Saints' talent is bad. It probably is. But I also think, like, Dennis Allen has, like, downward pressure on the development of a lot of players. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if there's a couple of players who we kind of written off, rise to the occasion a little bit, if Kellen Moore and his staff is good. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they're pretty good coaches. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't surprise me. Not Fox. Yeah. No.
Do you have any players that you just maybe give me like two players that you?
Well, I mean, obvious one is like Trevor Penning. Just from where he's been, the position he's being put in. Nugent talked today about how like he likes bigger guards in the middle and all that stuff. I could see that working out. What's another one? You know, I wouldn't say. I mean, I haven't heard anything about this player. Like it maybe even like a Howden. You know, maybe there's something there. I don't know. Like I haven't heard like nothing about him. Like is he still on the team? I don't know. Like,
yes,
I've heard nothing about him. Maybe somebody like him. Maybe Kool-Aid. You know, Kool-Aid was somebody who played in a similar style system at Alabama than what he's going to run here. You know, maybe that helps him here. Maybe just getting DA out of here. Maybe that helps Alante a little bit. You know, like maybe I don't know. Like I don't know, but maybe they unlocked Jawan finally. Shit, I don't believe that. But you just I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. Like I just think DA was really that bad, bro. Like I think he was that bad where he was very. I mean, we saw it with Zach Bond.
Literally
had a player that done nothing here.
And I mean, we had talked about on the podcast how like he didn't want to play Caden Ellis, and the only reason Caden Ellis got on the field was because of Ryan Nielsen when all those injuries happened.
Weird, bro. He was so weird because he would have short leashes for some players and then have like infinitely long leashes for other players that didn't seem to deserve it. It was like, what is going like? Ugh. Just glad we're done with that.
Done. Just get done. Enjoy Chicago. So minicamp. So there's day 2, day 3, and then mandatory minicamp will be over. So we'll figure out when we'll recap like the rest of day 2, day 3 of minicamp. Because Father's Day is this upcoming weekend. But we'll figure it out. Anything else? I
don't think that's it. And we're done with Underdog, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. So 6-8. Okay. Let me see. Did mention that Alvin Kamara was back.
It's good. I was just saying, just from the clips, man. This quarterback competition is just gonna be.
I was just watching Spencer. I was watching both him, Spencer Rattler, and Tyler Shuck's post practice interviews, and I like where Spencer Rattler's mind is right now. But I just like he was already harping on the interception that Sanka went up and got. He was pointing out like that was his one bad play today, and how his goal is to not have any ball hit the ground, and he talked about the coaching points that he gets from Nussmeier, who when one thing I noticed from watching Rattler last year, he has this tendency to lock his front leg sometimes, which causes him to throw high. And he talked about 2 passes that he threw today where he did that, and Nussmeier quickly locking that front leg, boom, boom, boom. He's like, yeah, I know. So I just hearing that is like, man, they getting some coaching up in there. You know what I'm saying? Like they getting some good coaching. So I hope it all works out, man. But I just like where Spencer Rattler is at right now. And look, Shuck, man, like he doing his thing. We'll see. I mean, his stock is so low right now. All he could do is go up.
Right.
Saints fans, not just gonna say Saints fans. Some Saints fans ain't trying to hear. I don't want to hear nothing about no Shuck. I'm like, damn, bro, the man is a Saint, bro. Like he's
right.
He's a Saint, even though he ain't got no contract yet.
He doesn't. Although, I mean, at least he's not in a Samar Stewart situation, which is a whole nother situation.
That's crazy to me. That interview was crazy. I was just watching it. It's like, wow. Very, very well spoken kid too.
Extremely. So like this training camp's going to be extremely interesting. Just to see, how they manage it, how they rotate. And I get it, honestly, bro. I need Kendre out of her, bro. Like I need them. I need them to focus. Let Decker get some of those reps.
Get the little sprinkles.
But let's
focus.
Let's focus on the main event, please, bro. Like we're not trying to see it.
What'd you think of Cam Jordan pushing for Jameis to come back?
Bro, like I said in the Discord, bro, it made me want to unblock Cam to block him again.
We've reached the end, bro. Like we good. I'm good.
Hashtag. I'm good. I don't even understand. Like what? Like what would be the point of Jameis? Like what would be the point of Jameis?
Well, to be the veteran presence,
Okay.
Think about it. You break Jameis, man. Jameis gonna play at some point. I feel like Jameis just has this magic about him where he gonna get on the field somehow. Injuries. Somehow he gonna end up on the field playing some games. It's like I don't want that. I want the young guys to play. This needs to be a youth movement year.
That's really what this year should be about. A youth movement year. That's why
That's it, man.
I'm with the.
I love Tyrann Mathieu. I love Tyrann Mathieu. I love Cam Jordan did for the Saints. I love the Mario Davis and all that, man. But it's time to let the youth through.
Not Dante's here. Nikki needs to free herself. Get this nigga out the chat.
Boy, I know she saw that the gray braids. She's like, "Oh Lord."
Nikki about to take that. Okay, let me
chill.
Anyway, let me. Anyway, we'll be back later this week, recapping the rest of Minicamp. We're not doing a rookie of the week. Good call on that episode. I'm not breaking down Brendan Brighton on Father's Day weekend. I'm not doing it.
No, man. No.
I will be enjoying going out with my family on Sunday. We're going out to my favorite breakfast place, and then after that, we are going indoor go-kart riding.
Man, I love go-karts, bro. Love go-kart riding.
The funny thing about this happens every time I go go-kart riding. I always feel like I'm going insanely fast. Like I feel like I'm like just whipping. Bro, I'd be going slow as shit, bro.
That's how I feel though, bro. Like, speed.
Need for be going slow as shit, bro. That's what I wanted. Like those are the two things. The two things I wanted. I mean, I know I'm saying this at the end of the podcast episode. I live in Los Angeles adjacent. So with everything going on, if you're still listening to this, be safe out there. If you haven't gotten the sense from our podcast by now, like we have a voice. Our voice is important. The voice that Ryan and I utilize is important. Our podcast, our medium, so I can say this proudly, like fuck Donald Trump and everything that's happening currently in this country. Wild times. And
Marines.
I would really like president times back. Like I'm tired of unprecedented times. This I would really like.
God. I'm so tired of unprecedented. This is unprecedented.
Can we get president times back? Where did those times go? But I don't get super personal on this podcast a lot. But just two things I'll add before wrapping up is like yesterday, my kid called me and she wanted to talk on the phone because she was just bored. And then today she has to go to like a doctor's appointment tomorrow. And then she was like, hey, like, do you want to like go get lunch before you take me to my doctor's appointment on Thursday? And if no one like knows, unless you're like super close, I'm like, no one knows like the shit like I went through last year. So if you're going through like shit in your life, no matter like what it is, like continue to like fight for it. Cause I've been through some shit.
Yeah, man. That's great to hear, bro. That's great to hear, man.
Yeah.
I know that brought a smile to your face there.
Bruh, almost broke down. So fight for your shit. Things that are important to you. But we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Please like and subscribe. Should have said that at the beginning of the podcast. We want 60. I had to look and see. I think we're like at 49, 50 people.
60, man. 60
for the
60 at the meetup, at least.
For the meetup. Hold on. I'm going to check it right now. I'm going to check it right now before we wrap up. This is great podcasting, especially for our audio listeners who love not hearing anything. We are at 49. We're at 49. So we need 11 more people to hit our goal of 60 people to be at the meetup in October for the Saints-Patriots game. I need to be a Patreon or a YouTube member. Patreon.com/SaintsBlockParty, $1 a month, or it's like $11.50 if you want to do the full year. Go the YouTube route, it's $4.99 a month. 11 more people. If you're already a Patreon, make it happen if you can.
That's a blast. If you don't know what it looked like, go to SaintsBlockParty.com. There are pictures there. More pictures, but some had to be removed for reasons I can't speak about. But trust me, hit us up if you want some more pictures to see what it look like. Hit us up. We'll show them to you because it should be live. It's a movie. And it's not just a meetup. Go to the game. We go to, if you want to be a part of it, go to the game. We hang out during the week. Go hit up bars, bar hopping, karaoke, eating, brunch. Come on, man. Like
nothing like it.
Nothing like
it. Mitch is coming from Hawaii.
Mitch coming, bro. I can't wait to be. I can't wait.
Mitch. I think this is the first time Mitch has like come to an event since that Rams game.
I can't wait, man. Can't wait. Build friendships that could last forever, man. I've made friends through this community that I would have never met otherwise. You know what I'm saying? And I value those friendships. Great friendships. So Like, if you're thinking about it, you're kind of on the fence, like, I don't really do that type of thing. Just take a leap of faith. Take a leap of faith and give it a shot.
Trust us.
Trust us.
And even if those friendships don't last, maybe you'll meet like other friendships outside that you still value. But so like you still have those friendships. So anyway, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We'll be back to wrap up Saints Minicamp and keep it going. And then after Minicamp, like it's like dead, right? Because it's dead till July, right?
Tumbleweeds, bro.
Yeah, we're going.
Nothing.
We might have to get some.
Cook something up.
Yeah,
cook something up.
All right. Well,
I know we gotta get our boy Joe on, college professor, talk about this NCAA, big changes to college football, college sports in general. We're gonna get him on eventually sometime during the summer to talk about what's going on, because he been on top of it from like since the beginning. So that's gonna come. Maybe we get Jake on too. Shit.
Well, yeah. We got some things coming and cooking. So we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We'll be back later this week. Talk about more Saints Minicamp updates and other happenings. And with that, we are out.
Peace.
This Father's Day at Lowe's, score free gifts for the greatest dad. Right now, get a free select DeWalt, Craftsman, or Cobalt tool with purchase of a select battery kit. Plus, get a free Werner 2-foot aluminum ladder when you buy an 8-foot fiberglass ladder. Shop these deals and more this Father's Day at Lowe's. We help, you save. Valid through 6/15 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.